It's the anti-checker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulty.
What is going on, YouTube? Michael J. Crawford, the anti-trekker here, and it is Thursday. We all know what that means, at least for one more week. It means going to be working on killing the liver here. Today we're going to be having a blood orange liqueur, and it is quite tasty. I sampled it the other night, and so we'll see if that can get me through this. Chief Cook, in an amazing upset, is actually first tonight. Thank you, Chief. Thomas Potts, a very close second, and Josh Street, a sort of close third. Commander Shran is in the house, as is Charles, and Multi-Gunman says it's whiskey time. Indeed it is. Dark Lord says hello. Mike Richards is here from Columbus, Ohio. John DeMarco's here. Trolita, good to see you. Thomas throws in the Birdlosian 5 in Excalibur, and yes, more on that in the near future. And so I'll get that going, and then got a couple of housekeeping things, and then we'll get right into it.
Anal na trach, was betad, doch hiel den Weg.
Ariel Natris Oris Bazi Bedhead Juchel Dementa. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yes, thank you, Bird of Prey, our Telosian friend. So, for just a minute before I get into Discovery, I did watch the newest episode of Twilight Zone earlier today. Now, I'm a little torn on the episode overall, because in some ways I think it was an improvement on the last two episodes. However, in one glaring way, particularly in light of recent news, not so much. And here's the thing. So for the Twilight Zone, the biggest problem with the last couple of episodes to me is that it wasn't half bad, but it didn't feel like the Twilight Zone. This one felt more like the Twilight Zone, but it had a lot of Jordan Peele's personal political beliefs embedded in it, namely involving things like Black Lives Matter and racism and F the police and that kind of thing. And I think that they were a little heavy-handed with the political stuff, even though it was pretty well made. I also think that the ending, they went for a cheap out at the end of the episode, as opposed to the classic. You know, one thing that we love about some of the old Twilight Zones is the classic twist at the end. While, you know, the hero thinks that they've gotten through whatever the situation was, only find out that it's 100 times worse than they ever imagined or something. And in this one, no. You know, they kind of hint that things might not be great, but they don't, like, throw the twist in your face. And so, you know, I don't know. I'll give it a 6 out of 10, which is the same score as I gave to the last episode, even though I think it was better, but it was too political. And just too political for my taste, and I'm getting a little tired of these types of politics being injected into everything. You know, that's the problem. And so Mr. Miles is saying stop talking about Twilight Zone and give him a wrench. Well, let me see. Do I have any wrenches around here for you, Mr. Miles? I think it's right around here somewhere. Let me see. Yeah. Let me hold on just a second. There you go. There you go. Thomas says, breaking news, Disney Plus launches November 12th, $6.99 a month. That will definitely be a better buy than CBS All Access. I can pretty much guarantee that. I'm looking forward to it. Sorry, Mr. Miles, that's the wrench button. When I hit the wrench button, that's what happens. You want me to try to hit it again? See if we can... Let me try. No, definitely not. That's the wrench button. All right, so... I know, I'm a jerk. So, let me make sure that the camera is angled in such a way that, you know, I'm blocking part of the screen because I don't want to get hit by the evil bots of doom from CBS. Hitting the old mute button. I'm an idiot. I pulled a bird of prey. Sorry, I hit the wrong mutant button, didn't I? So, I know now I gotta wait for the stupid thing to catch up. Alright, so, I know, I muted myself. Yeah. Okay. So, now that I know you can hear me again. Night Breeze, thank you for the $2. And so I'm going to hit that super chat and then run over and grab the punching bag in case I need it, because I get a feeling, based on Captain Foley, I get a feeling I'm going to probably need it. So I will be right back. And let me bring that back up. So, I'm going to make my normal disclaimer that I always make on Thursday nights, which is that I know you guys love that I read all the comments, but when I'm doing these live reactions, it's simply not possible. Otherwise, I would be here all night just trying to get through the comments to get started, and then I would have to stop every 2 seconds. So... And yes, Thomas, I forgot. I know you said this earlier. I did see that tracking link. Thank you so much, my friend. I do appreciate it. For a second, I thought you were just spewing obscenities. Not quite yet. Thank you. Nice shirt. I do love this shirt. This is a shirt that was Mrs. Anti-Trekker ordered for me. It's the Captain America logo with a puzzle piece. Some of you may know, some of you may not, but April is Autism Awareness Month. And Joshua is on the spectrum, and so wear this in support of my son. And so let's get in here, and first I'm going to hit the right mute button this time. So, and now let's start this thing and see if we can get past 37 seconds. Oh, boy. Oh, 14 seconds. Actually, not even 14. It was really more like 12 seconds. Now, I knew this was coming. So, yeah, it was only 14 seconds. So, I knew this was coming. I should have been ready for it. But they're bringing back the alien queen from Runaway. The first of the short treks and the worst of the short treks. I have to go with, I think BIRDOPREY and I are on the same page with this one. While Bird and I disagree a lot on Star Trek Discovery, we both agree that the worst piece of crap that this show has probably ever produced is the short trek Runaway, where Tilly is literally a traitor and gets away with it. But yeah. Alright, let's see if we can make it. Oh, man. So we're seeing, obviously, where in the short trek that Tilly is wonderful and saves the queen of whatever that stupid planet is. Now, a little flashback to the last week's episode with the time crystal. Not seen episode 12 of STF, nor the short treks. Well, the short treks, for the most part, pretty much sucked. 1 out of 4 of them was watchable. Your volume is going on and off? Really? Or are you just messing with me? Hold on. Now you got me concerned, so you better not be lying to me about that. But you probably are. And let me go back. For the most part, pretty much sucks. 1 out of 4 of them was watchable. Your volume is going on and off? Really? It doesn't sound like it to me, Mercer. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but I think it's you. It was low for a second, then up, then low. I don't know. It's everybody else seems to think it's fine. I think it's something with your device, Mercer. I don't know what you're watching on, but you're the only one having that problem. So, let me get back to this. So, now we're seeing how, yeah, maybe the batteries in your hearing aid are going out. That must be it.
Control isn't just contained to Leland anymore. It has the ability to co-opt people and entire ships without being detected.
So, Leland, I don't remember that line from the other episode where Burnham was saying that basically that Control can take over any person or ship without detection. I don't remember her saying that before. Maybe she did and I just didn't catch it. Alright, so now we see a beautiful sunrise. I'm guessing it's on Vulcan because everything is tinted red. If I remember correctly from the trailer, so that's probably Sarek. So the secret number is 87. Okay, Thomas, no idea why, but fair enough. Ensign Ricky's in the house. Good to see you. By the way, Ensign Ricky, I've watched most of your encounter in Firepoint. Good stuff. If you're not already, you should be subbed to Ensign Ricky. He's awesome. Alright, so Amanda shows up. She's talking to Sarek. Well, she's not talking. They're just kind of standing there. I guess Sarek had another long-distance mind touch with Michael, but whatever. So they're abandoning ship, which of course that was the order at the end of last night's episode, or last week's episode. Wow. So yeah, everybody is like sentimentally going through their crap and getting ready to go. Discovery is huge next to the Enterprise. I mean, that's just, you guys see that? The Discovery just dwarfs the frickin' Enterprise. That's really bad design. Discovery should not be that fricking big. The Enterprise was supposed to be, you know, the Constitution class was the pinnacle of Federation technology, but Discovery makes it look like a tinker toy. So it's weird not to see Mark Leonard at Sarek. Yeah, I agree. Chief just wants me to get drunk. He's going to say drink time every few seconds here. Okay. I don't know if you guys could see this, but these weird little... Oh, jeez. So, you know, here's the thing. We've seen many sequences in the past of captains giving orders to abandon ship, and in every instance, the way that you are abandoning ship is either by transporting somewhere or hopping in a shuttle. But no, apparently all along, they've had these magic collapsible bridges that it can extend out of the ship, and using magic force fields of death, people can just walk to the other ship. Why the hell not? And by the way, if you just look at the size difference between the Discovery and the Enterprise, how the hell is the entire Discovery crew going to even fit on the Enterprise? I agree, the crew should just beam into space at this point. Oh, man. Now, I will say this. The Enterprise, while I do not approve of the changes to the Enterprise, at least it looks good, right? And that's the biggest problem with the Discovery. Just looks like absolute crap, right? And that's true, Thomas. The Discovery does have their giant roller coaster turbo lift. I forgot about that. But yeah, so they're abandoning the Discovery. They're going to the Enterprise so they can set the auto-destruct. You know, obviously we know that the auto-destruct for some reason is not going to work, because if it would work, then we wouldn't have a finale with Discovery in it, and that wouldn't make sense. So yes, the Enterprise is right next to the Discovery. The Discovery dwarfs the Enterprise. And yeah, I like the Disco as a ship, except the nacelles too long. I don't. I do not like the design at all. I think that the secondary hull being as wide as the saucer looks stupid. And so I heard on the Discord that some people couldn't even make it 15 minutes into the show. I'm not surprised so far. So, and so let's see what happens. I'd be willing to bet money Discovery does not blow up. In fact, here's what's going to happen. The sphere data won't let itself be deleted, and apparently magically, even though they transferred it, wouldn't allow itself to be transferred. So it's not going to let them blow up the ship. So again, some really nice views of the Enterprise, and I have to say, the secondary hull of the Enterprise looks gorgeous behind Spock right there. I wish that the I wish that the whole show looked as good as the Enterprise model. I could forgive some of the changes if it looked that good, but unfortunately, Discovery looks like crap. All right, that's really bad editing. Really, really bad editing. And so I'm just going to... Because here's the thing. When you have someone narrating a section of a show, you need to have what you see on screen relative to what they're talking about in the narration. So you'll notice that right here, we have Dr. Culver in sick bay, and everybody's getting ready to abandon ship. It's supposed to be a dreary moment, but of course, all of us would love to see Discovery blown up. However, except for Alan, who apparently loves the Discovery ship for some reason. But here's the funny thing. So right here, we see Michael Burnham's narration says, "I look in the mirror and can hardly recognize myself anymore." Well, that's because you're now a gay black man instead of a straight black woman. I guess that doesn't make, you know, that's just a really badly timed edit there as far as showing Dr. Culver while she's talking about looking at herself in the mirror. I even like the ball bridge kind of messes with the roundness of the you know what, the ball bridge I could get over. I don't like the secondary hull is what kills that ship for me as far as the design. So now Stamets is in not engineering, that's engineering, and turning off the spore drive because, yeah, somebody's got to turn off the lights because you wouldn't want to waste electricity when you're abandoning ship. And now everybody is casually walking across that giant bridge to go to the Enterprise. You would think they'd be in a hurry. And yes, John, this Enterprise looks way better than the JJ Prize. I will give you that. So they're looking at the time crystal. You know, all right, I'm so done, and I know I kind of overlooked it last week, and I was doing that on purpose, but I am done with Michael Burnham and her insubordination towards Pike. Pike has been awesome this entire series, this second season. Pike has been really good, except for when Michael Burnham is in the room. She just, you know, for some reason his balls just shrivel up and fall off every time she's in the room with him. Them bulbs ain't free. Yeah, well, but they're gonna blow them up. Oh, so now Michael's gonna be stupid and actually touch the time crystal on purpose for reasons, I guess. And she sees something hitting the Enterprise. Okay, that was stupid. So she sees the big battle that we know is going to be coming in the next episode. Oh, look, instead of saying destruct sequence 1, code 11A, you just put your palm on a scanner. Hector, sorry. If she touches it, yeah, the only thing they said is that if you remove a time crystal from the planet, that it seals your fate. So they only said that if Pike took the crystal, his fate would be sealed. Burnham touching it, I'm sure that, you know, obviously she's not going to die. Obviously the Enterprise isn't going to get, you know, everybody killed. Maybe number one's name is real name is Una Numerous. That would be hilarious. Show me on the time crystal where Discovery touched you, yeah. Okay. Let's talk about the Enterprise. So this is our first shot of the Enterprise bridge. Now, this is a tough one for me, because you guys know I love me the Enterprise, and particularly classic Trek. And I know it's dark, and that's on purpose because obviously I don't want to get in trouble, but I am going to bring this picture up for you guys because there's been a lot of talk about the Enterprise. So let me grab it here. All right, so, and we're going to actually take up the screen with it. So here's the Enterprise bridge in all its glory. Now, so let's talk about what they did right. The chairs. Overall, the chairs look pretty damn good. And that even includes the captain's chair from this angle. Looks very reminiscent of Kirk's captain's chair. The officers' chairs around the bridge are identical from what I can tell here, to except for maybe a little bit of detailing on the gray section, but those chairs look great. All right. Then we have what I think is kind of And England, yes, way better than JJ. I am not going to, you know what, as much nitpicking as I'm going to do about this set, I will acknowledge this is a nicer looking set than anything we saw in the JJ verse, by far. All right, this looks like a radically reimagined version of the classic bridge. If you look at the basic layout is the same, the chairs are very reminiscent, the color schemes are similar. And yeah, they're not blinding you, although there are too many lights. There really are. So overall, if this was the design aesthetic for the entire show, I would be a lot less bitchy about the show, because at least it looks like they followed the pattern of the original. Yeah, the view screens, there's obviously, if you look around, there are screens everywhere in this picture. And I think you guys, yeah, you guys can see my mouse. So if I move that around, so like we have these little screens. There's a screen here in front of number 1 station, screens all around. And then we have larger screens at the mid-level, and then at the top we have these small screens that have dot patterns very reminiscent of some of the screens from TOS. However, yeah, no wheelchair access. Good point. Well, not even Pike. What about Wheels that's been running around the series for the last year? I mean, what if he got promoted? He couldn't be on the bridge. They're, you know, the Starfleet doesn't conform with the Americans with Disabilities Act. Anyway, so what would I do with this set if you wanted to have a modernized, updated version of Star Trek? So first thing I would do is get rid of all the excessive lighting that's pointless. And yes, I did notice that, England, that they do have the little look into it thingy bobber, as you said, that Sulu had in the original series. And it looks very similar. So that's another nice touch. I don't see the science station specifically, so I can't tell if they got that right, but I'm sure we will eventually. And like Discovery, female navigator and co-pilot. Well, I'll say this. Number 1, we knew she was going to be there. As for the other one, yeah, of course. Everybody's that's cool is going to be a woman, because you got to do that. But I would get rid of the excessive light strips. Like the fact that they have these light strips on the guard rails that serve no useful purpose. Light strips on the steps could serve a purpose, but only as emergency lighting, right? So those, like if you think about on a typical airplane today, there are light strips along the floor, but they only turn on if there's an emergency so that you can find your way to the exit. And that's why during the pre-flight check, they always tell you that if if there's an emergency, lights will guide you to the nearest exit. But all these excessive light strips everywhere are pointless. I would keep the lights up here on the ceiling rim, but that would be all the lighting that the ship needs. You don't need to have these lights and the lights around the captain's chair and all this stupid excessive lighting just to create lots and lots of lens flares. Instead, light the set properly. But overall, I gotta say, I like the design. I wish that they had gone a little more classic with the feel. And if you look, and this is kind of the interesting thing about it. And by the way, 00Nick7, good to see you. Welcome to the stream. So if you look at the area where Pike, Burnham, and Saru are, and the turbo lift door behind them and all that, look at the color and the lighting right behind them. How much brighter it is than everywhere else on the bridge. If the whole thing had been lit like that, this would look 10 times better. And so, and then just, you don't need the silver accents on the door. You just and you don't need the neon light around the door. Those are stupid. However, the overall design, I gotta say, is a million times better than anything we've seen on the USS Discovery. So that's my big critique on the Enterprise bridge. It's a nice looking set, but unfortunately they just decided to update it a little more than they really needed to. And so, but it is a nice looking set. I mean, if the show took place on this bridge, I could at least enjoy it. England says, but so the real question is view screen or windows? Oh, I'm pretty sure, because we saw in the trailer the shot looking forward. It's a giant window. However, I've also, Captain Foley told me, and you guys know Captain Foley has all the insider information, that that window on the front of the Enterprise bridge was mandated to the designers. The designers apparently didn't want to put that window up there. And so their official explanation is that the window can turn translucent and it becomes a view screen. But yeah. Why can't this show be post-Nemesis? Because the producers of this show are morons. That's why. All right, so let us continue on, or else I'll be all night just talking about the bridge. Okay, the camera's backing up a little bit, and so now we got... Let me go back there one more time here. And by the way, you can hear the classic bridge sounds playing as far as the sound effects. The doors sounded like the classic TOS doors. You hear the ding, ding, ding sound that the bridge always makes. So the sound is actually right. But here we have a little bit of the problem that I was talking about before. So if we look at, this is the pullback shot of the bridge. Now you can tell that they used a fisheye lens because this console, I believe, is actually straight, but it looks curved because of the type of lens they used to shoot this. And yeah, the Admiral apparently magically reappeared. She's been on the Enterprise this whole time. How did she get off Discovery and get to the Enterprise? Can somebody please explain that to me? In fact, that's drink-worthy right there, because she was on the freaking Discovery, and then she disappears for an episode, and then, oh, by the way, she's been commanding the Enterprise this whole time with no explanation. She's just there. Oh, you couldn't see that, but I just had a drink. Anyway, so in this pullback shot, this further shows the complications of too many lights. Because it's not, and by the way, I know the bridge looks a little bit bigger than it is if you look at, because they used a wide angle lens on this, and it makes it look larger than it actually is. Look at all them red shirts just ripe for the slaughter. I love the way you're thinking. So this is actually so the problem that we see here is in that, well, we have, as we pull the shot back with all these excessive lights that I was complaining about before, well, guess what that does? That makes it so that now we have too much clutter in the shot. So the captain's chair, the defining centerpiece of the bridge, gets lost in all of these lights and blinkings and all this crap that's just around. And it shouldn't be. Kirk's chair in the classic series and Picard's chair in Next Gen were always in view and the centerpiece of the shot, and they popped out. And they should. So, and by the way, since they did pull back, behind this red shirt here, you can see there's the scanning device that Spock would normally use. So at least they did put that on there. Not a hallway, it's the bathroom, yes. So, you know, from classic TOS, we would say that, okay, right here, this area where these two red shirts are behind the Admiral is where Uhura's station would be, so communications. Over here would be Spock's station or sciences, and over here would be Scotty's station or engineering. And then, of course, the helm and navigation stations. So, damn, if you just got rid of the excessive lights, this would be the nicest, badassest bridge we've ever seen. Why did they, you know, why did they have to take it to the nth degree with the lights? Sorry. All right, so, and by the way, Mercer, I'm not ignoring you. You know this is Thursday, so I want you to know, don't abandon me for a year. I promise I'm not ignoring you. So, yeah, I'll try to stop that, Commander Iron Wolf. I know I don't want to stretch this out too much, and it's, yeah, we've already been going for a while. So let's get back to it and see what we've got to see here. All right, so... So, hey, number one gets another line. She said, welcome home, Captain. Good job, Miss Romaine. You are like such an awesome actress because you... Oh, 3 lines now. She's had 3 lines. I'm impressed. Okay, so another... And this is the funny thing. So they get some of these things they do so well. And so I'll show you. So here's their comms officer. And look at his ear. He's, you know, even though it doesn't look exactly like Uhura's Bluetooth that she would use, it looks like the same tech. It looks like this could be in the same universe. If they just fix the uniforms and get rid of the excessive lights, this would be awesome. Did the opening credits happen? No, not yet. But then we're taking too long here. We're 8 minutes and 22 seconds into this episode, and no opening credits. That's a bad sign. Oh, hey, Captain Redneck is here. Good to see you, Captain. Let me see if I can get this stupid thing to work. Well, I heard it for a second. Try that again.
Ooh, Captain Redneck is on the bridge.
There it is. Good to see you, Captain. All right, so Hector could only make it 10 minutes in. I tell you, this is... I don't know. I'm so torn on this so far because you got booted. Yeah, it's probably because my system freezes up every once in a while when I hit the Captain Redneck button for some reason. I don't know why. I think I just need a new computer. But you know, this bridge is just gonna drive me crazy because on the one hand, it's so close to being awesome. And on the other hand, then they just decided, you know what? I know it's looking really good. So what we need to do is throw about 8,000 more light bulbs in the room. That'll make it even better. All right, so let's continue on or else I'm not going to get anywhere with this. And play. So Georgiou is in the house. And so the Enterprise is nice ship porn shot, I gotta say, for the Enterprise pulling away from Discovery. And of course, so right there, that's it, right there. All right, hold on. All right, so first of all, let me just show you guys. This ship porn shot is too beautiful to pass up. Look at that. That is freaking gorgeous right there. Even though the Discovery is in the shot, and the Discovery is an ugly ship, the Enterprise right there looks awesome. Man, why can't that be the ship of this show? Yeah, I think you're right, Bradley. I think Ebony Mom's voice is so hot that it just melts the computer whenever I play that. So, but here's the thing. I'm going to unmute it for a second so you guys can hear. Listen to Georgiou's reaction as she steps onto that bridge.
Captain Georgiou, welcome to the Enterprise.
Orange, really? Yeah.
So, Georgiou, it's like, orange, right? And it's like, okay, so right there. That's the thing that the producers of this show, that's Georgiou right there was echoing the thoughts of Kurtzman, right? And so that's the problem right there, is that they think that, oh my God, look at that, that's so ugly. And it's like, the ship you guys don't get... First of all, it's not freaking orange, it's red, okay? Learn the difference between your color palette. But even so... you know what? That's just stupid. And it was a cheap line. It absolutely was, because you know what? This is the best looking set we have seen in the entire run of Star Trek Discovery. And the first thing they do is have Georgie going, oh my God, it's so disgusting. And she can't even, apparently she's colorblind, because she thinks this is orange. I mean, look at the colors. Look behind Pike's head. Does that look like orange to you? I mean, really? I gotta have another drink. That's not freaking orange. Of course she's going with disability powers unite. Yes. Just whatever. That's just like the worst line, because I mean, I showed all those the shot of the bridge. It's not orange, it's red. Who writes this crap? Who freaking writes this crap? So now Georgie was talking about how she's looking forward to hunting down Leland, blah, 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 blah. And she wants to steal the nanotechnology that Leland uses. Commander Ironwolf says, hey, Trigger, now you're being biased against people with color blindness. Some of us that does look orange. I'm unplugging you. I assume you're unsubbing me, bigot. Well, here's the thing. I get that if you're actually colorblind, you know, that's a real thing. But this is not real life, all right? And there's nothing that says that Georgiou is colorblind. If she was, fine. But, you know, whatever. I'm not going to get all that worked up over it. I'm going to come down there. All right, so now the computer is counting down to the imminent destruction. We know it's not going to blow up. There's a ticking clock, hits 0, and guess what? No explosion! I'm shocked! Auto-destruct failed. And of course, now what the hell is with Pike and Photon? Can somebody please tell me why Pike hates phasers? Why does he always say arm photon torpedoes? He has never, in the course of this series, ordered phasers. Fireside says Handy Tracker grasps the time crystal. Yes, that's how. The reason I knew the Discovery wasn't going to blow up is because bad writing. So Pike is going to fire photons at it, which of course, okay, here, let me touch the time bag. Yes, okay, so I confirmed by touching the time bag that what's going to happen is that the Enterprise is going to fire the photon torpedoes, and nothing's going to happen to the Discovery because the shields will be up, of course, because the AI wants to defend itself. And that would make perfect sense. But let's find out. So he's firing. There go the torpedoes. And look, the shields are up. I'm amazed. And now, oh my God, they have, not only do they have stupid people on this show, but they have a stupid computer on the Enterprise now. Because look, I have to bring the screen up again so you can see it. Look, the computer now says, by the way, here's your view window for whoever was asking about that, the ridiculously oversized view window. But USS Discovery, NCC 1031, warning, shields raised. You know, it might have been handy to have that little piece of information before you wasted a couple of perfectly good torpedoes. I'm just saying, if the sensors can, and we know that sensors can detect raised shields. That has been in Star Trek canon forever. So why didn't it pop up that they raised the shields when the shields went up? Why did they wait until now? How does this make any lick of sense? I just hop. Hey, Mecha Random, how you doing? Yeah, I do need some blood. It's like this show pisses me off because last week I actually liked it, and I was looking forward to this week, and despite showing the most beautiful sets they've shown in the entire run of this series, and by the way, Mecha, just so you know, the Enterprise bridge, I have to say, it looks good, even though it doesn't look right. But at least it looks good. She's jealous that Disco looks like crap. Thank you for the $2, Night Priest. I definitely need the break. And I even remembered to unmute before I hit the super chat button. So, hey, I'm getting better at this.
Star Trek Discovery is not even canon, even though it keeps saying it is. And Michael is just too perfect to even exist, and you need to shut up about it being actually good. I just wanted my waffle.
And yes, true story, that's what I would be doing right now if not for you guys. So, Mecha, so since you're here right now, before you run off, okay, I want you to look carefully at this shot of the bridge. Particularly look at the console there that Number One and Random Chick are sitting at, right? And you'll see, by the way, nice touch that I will give them props for this. I like the alert light right there. Looks perfect. Anyway, so notice the color of the console. I just want you to look, and because Mecha, you were not here earlier, so nobody spoil this for Mecha, please. Do not spoil this. So Mecha, please. Hector, what are you doing? What color does that look like to you? I know now I got to wait a minute for you to actually get what I just said, but Mecha, what does that look? Shut up, Nick. It's not green. Yeah, England says it looks like volunteer orange. Wait, I thought they can't fire weapons, not a red alert. Well, apparently they can. But, you know. So, the orange thing. Oh, come on. Now you're just messing with me. It's not orange. It's red. It's freaking red. I hate you all. Jeez. So just remember all the red on the bridge when you watch this later, Mecha. It's just, oh man. All right, you guys, yeah, you guys are just messing with me now, so I'm done. All right, let's continue on. So now, of course, the shields are up, so they fire more torpedoes, and of course that does nothing. Oh, but one thing I will say, I got to give them a look. Again, I'm giving credit where credit is due, which is the simple fact that when they fired the torpedo from the external shot, it was the typical sound effects we've heard a million times before. However, when they fired the torpedo and they kept the camera on the bridge, it sounded like the classic torpedo sound from the original series. So I like that. That was a nice touch. Oh, they had the old anti-tracker webcam. That's what it must be. It's the same color as the blood of my enemies, says Ensign Ricky. So you have, well, maybe if you killed Donald Trump. I don't know. All right, so let's continue on with this slog fest here. So they're just now figuring out that maybe the stupid AI could have taken over Discovery. And now Burnham is having a sudden flash forward of seeing the bridge red alert and in the middle of a battle, lots of explodies. Oh, they're on the Discovery bridge. And so they're showing like what looks like a really bad situation. Everybody's being thrown around, debris flying everywhere, sparks, extras flying left and right. Michael bumps her little head. Oh man. And Section 31 has boarded them, and like 2 seconds into that, Leland is on the bridge blasting everybody left and right, because all of a sudden Leland knows how to shoot people. And yeah, this is like straight out of Galaxy Quest right here. This is straight out of Galaxy Quest. So, you know, oh no, Georgiou is dead. Everybody's dead except for Burnham, of course. Everybody's getting shot and killed. Oh, there goes Oa. She got a nice dramatic fall down to death. So everybody's just dying left and right. And now evil Leland is going to step on Burnham's hand. Oh, look at that. He's going to pick her up. So okay, I'm going to stop it for just a second with here. Wait. Out. I got to be quick about this. Okay, so right now, Leland is holding Burnham in the air with one hand. Now, we've seen Burnham in this position before, right? Because when Robot Chicken was fighting Burnham, she did the same thing. However, let me touch the bag o' time. Okay, the bag o' time is telling me that there are 2 distinct possibilities. One is that Burnham is going to get killed here, but then they're going to immediately flash back to the present, and she'll, of course, prevent that from ever happening. 2 is that she'll do the same thing she did to Robot Chicken. Now, I'm thinking 1. I'm thinking Burnham's going to get killed, and then they'll just jump back to the present and say, oh, no, how's she going to prevent that from happening? Drama, even though none of us are invested in Burnham at this point. But let's take a look. Oh, here it comes. He's got the phaser at her head. Yeah. So he shoots her, and then she's immediately back in the present. Excuse me. Oh, okay. So they actually went... Oh, my God. Okay, so... Yeah, you liked Robot Chicken. Yeah, she was, you know, Miss Robot Chicken. She actually developed a personality in the episode that they killed her in. So they went back. Here's the stupid thing. So she started, you know, the Section 31 fleet is showing up after they tried to destroy the Discovery. And all of a sudden, Michael has to flash forward to the big battle and that they're losing, and she gets killed. And yeah, you're right, England. We have not even gotten the freaking opening credit. We are 12 minutes into this episode, and there have been no opening credits yet. What the hell? All right, so here's the thing. So they're on the ship. They're getting. They try to destroy the Discovery. They fail. Then they detect the incoming fleet from Section 31. Burnham has the flash forward and starts seeing how the battle's going to go, and it's going to suck. Right when she gets killed, she flashes back to the present. However, we got psyched out because the present wasn't right after they tried to destroy the Discovery. Now it's right before they tried to destroy the Discovery, so that she can save everybody once again by... Brain hurts too much. Yeah, and this whole, and yeah, you're right. This whole episode is only 48 minutes, and we're 12 and a half minutes in, and we have not gotten to the credits yet. So Burnham is saying that the Spears data has already taken over the ship. It'll anticipate the move and raise the shields to protect itself. And Spock's like, you sound rather certain. She says, I am. Now here's the question. How about they turn on the damn sensors and scan Discovery and see that the shields are up? Why is nobody using all the great advanced technology that they have at their disposal? I mean, seriously, why is... why are they sitting there debating with Burnham about whether or not what she's saying is accurate when the most simple of freaking moves, scan the other ship, would reveal that Michael Burnham is right, and you don't have to debate about it? The prefix code might work if, but and Mecca, but here's the stupidest thing of all this, is that after, and because what they showed before was they fired, and I don't know if you were here for that, I don't think you were, Mecca, but they fired a torpedo at the Discovery. The torpedo hits the shields, and then, and only then, the computer displays that the Discovery shields are up. It's like, it's not even that the writers have not seen Star Trek, it's that the writers are like seriously trying, they're literally trying to make this dumber than is humanly possible. Now you can see why these two were sacked for Sulu and Chekhov. Yeah, no kidding. But Spock is there, and he's just standing around. Isn't he the freaking science officer of the Enterprise? Why is he just standing next to the engineering console and doing nothing? Why is he not over at the sensors himself checking this stuff? And I'm sorry, Mecca, I am not going to say that the writers are mentally challenged, because that is a insult to the mentally challenged. This is written with the intent of sucking. You can only use that prefix trick once, and Kirk has to use it 10 years later. Well, that's true. Well, actually, more than 10, actually 24 years after this. Something like that, but yeah. All right, let's continue on. See if we can at least get to the freaking opening credits. Oh my God! They have an hour before the Section 31 ship shows up. So they've been standing around for an hour, and then she has to flash, and now that she goes back an hour, now they're going to start over? Really? Okay, now we're getting into... Alright, so... Oh, hey, we got the credits! 13 minutes and 41 seconds into the freaking show of a 48-minute episode, and we get the credits. Could they... Oh my God, how stupid are these people? Ugh. $13 minutes and 41 seconds before the opening credits. And of course, right before the credits, is Michael Burnham saying, coming up with the, of course, here's how we fix everything. And of course, you know, she'll be right. But the way to fix everything is to, because Spock suggests that the problem is the existence of Discovery and the fact that Discovery has all this data. And so rather than come up with something simple like, hey, let's bring in a few more starships and just blow the Discovery up. Or, hey, how about this? The Enterprise fired a couple of torpedoes at Discovery in the initial encounter that before the time seizure that Michael Burnham had. But they did fire some torpedoes. It's not like Discovery fired back. So how about, and that's funny, England, because you were right. The problem is the existence of Discovery, but it's the existence of the series that's the problem. So Discovery never fired back. So how about this? First of all, instead of wasting torpedoes, use your phasers to wear down the shields and then blow up the ship. And bam, problem solved. The Enterprise is supposedly this legendary built-to-fight ship. There is no reason in the world that the Enterprise could not just blow the crap out of Discovery. It might take them a minute to get through the shields, but they could certainly do it. And Discovery, even if the AI has taken over the internal workings of Discovery, the AI cannot operate the spore drive without Stamets. So that's the obvious solution. Thomas Potts throws $4.99 into the chat, says, can you stream until 8 a.m. Eastern? That's my flight time. No. And UBERCHAT number 6. I might go a little longer than I normally would for this, but no, we're not going until 8 a.m. As much as I love you to death, Thomas, but that's not going to happen. Let's get UBERCHAT number 6 here so that I can try to breathe for just a moment. Oh, I better unmute it first, or else that won't work.
I now pronounce you man and turd. You may now kiss.
Joshua, what are you doing?
Nothing, nothing. I'm definitely not making you kiss Law. I repeat, I am not making you kiss Law. I'm definitely not. Hello, unfortunately there's not going to be a part 4. Dad just fixed the computer and he promises not to destroy it again as long as I don't do another one of those, so there's going to be no part 4. Wait, hold on, I just got a text message. Please do these videos, Part 4 is very anticipated. Nope, I quit.
Get him.
Sing it! Sing it! Sing it!
Alright, so, man. And Sci-Fi Sith, I know my spelling is horrible, but yeah, when I punched the bag, I think I got mad enough to punch the bag over the fact that Georgiou was saying how the bridge was orange. And yes, Mr. Miles, thank you for the reminders. I did remute. So let's skip ahead through the credits. And again, you know, the Enterprise, not bad looking. You know, so Got to give them that. Even though it's not right. And that's the thing. It's like, if they're so close to having this look good, and it's like ugh. All right. Let's move on. So they're trying to figure out how to use time travel to save the day. Now this is so stupid because, again, I know I iterated this before the credit, but what's with the slit in the middle of the nacelle pipe? That's one of the things that pisses me off. There is no reason for it. It's just stupid. But so Burnham comes up with the incredibly ingenious solution that they need to fling Discovery into the distant future, which we all knew that was going to happen anyway. But they need to fling Discovery into the distant future in order to prevent the AI and Control from meeting up. Okay, fine. That is ridiculously dumb. And the reason that's ridiculously dumb is that Discovery versus Enterprise, Enterprise wins. The only edge that Discovery has is a spore drive, and the spore drive can't work unless Stamets is in the spore drive. Bam! Problem solved. Enterprise outclasses Discovery in combat. Enterprise blows up Discovery. But no, they fire a couple of photons and then give up the first time around. And then the second time around, Michael Burnham stops them from even firing the photons. And then they just take her word for it without even scanning the damn ship. I like science. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm... Ugh. All right, So they were saying, here's the problem. The only way they know of to travel through time is by using the Dr. Burnham angel suit. But obviously they lost the suit. And so they say, well, we'll just build another one because they have all the parts lying around. You would need to build a custom time travel suit that can then do all sorts of crap that... Anyway, so they'll just rebuild another one. All right. So then Stamets cuts in, and I'm not making this up. Stamets says, but wait, the suit was designed specifically to work with Dr. Burnham because Pike was saying to build it based on his body size. Now, hear me out on this. But if the suit was built specifically to work with Burnham's mother's DNA, how about this? How about you just change those settings to match Pike's DNA or anybody else's DNA? Why do you have to make it exactly the same as far as it working with a certain person? The DNA has got to just be some kind of key code to prevent someone unauthorized from using the suit. However, they apparently have to build it using Burnham's mother's DNA. And so then Burnham says, well, my DNA is closest to hers, so I can do it. That makes no sense because it's not exactly the same, even though the doctor said it was exactly the same, but then he said it wasn't. It was similar, but whatever. They don't... who the hell wrote this? Seriously. Did Lore Reloaded write this episode? Did Lore... I'm just checking. I'm sorry, by the way, Lore Reloaded, if you see this, I didn't mean to insult you to the point where I would actually say that you were at the level of a Star Trek Discovery writer. So my sincerest apologies for that. So Mom started it, so I'm going to finish it. Damn it. Yeah, whatever. What? Oh my God! Oh no! No! This is just getting there. This is beyond. All right. So after they come up with the insanely stupid idea that because Michael Burnham has similar DNA to her mother, that she would be a perfect match to fly the stupid ship or the suit, even though they could make the suit to match whoever the hell DNA they want to. So besides that, we now have so they're saying that they don't have the necessary materials to build the suit, right? Which makes sense, because the suit was built by cutting-edge scientists in a secret Section 31 facility. So there's... But no, then Michael says, well, wait, it's tritanium-based, so we'll just melt down the bulkheads of a cargo room in order to get enough tritanium to build the suit. Really? You're going to start melting down the ship to build a suit? And yes, Mr. Miles, that is perfectly right. I can rebuild from scratch any car you want. Remove the need for a key, you say? Sorry, that's beyond my abilities. Yes! They can rebuild the magic time-traveling suit that can wipe out planets by melting down a bulkhead and shaping it like the suit, but they can't change the genetic coding of it because apparently only Burnham DNA is capable of time travel now. That makes as much sense as anything else around here. So now they're talking about the signals again. Whatever. So now, yeah, so Burnham is the red angel. You know, that's okay, so sent you a link to shows on Disney and number 4, please. Alright, let me tell you, first of all, I'll take a look at the link you sent me. Why not? Alright, so Disney's full list of stories, and so you'll be redirected back to the internet. Skip ad. All right. Live action series. High School Musical, the series. That sounds stupid. The Mandalorian. I know a lot of Star Wars fans are looking forward to that. Diary of a Female President. That sounds really stupid. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan will reprise their roles at a Marvel Studios series. That actually could be freaking awesome. Loki, we already knew about that one, so I'm looking forward to a Loki series. But yeah, United Cassian Andor series, another Star Wars spinoff, so that could be interesting. WandaVision. Elizabeth Olsen will return as Wanda Maximoff, and Paul Bettany will come back as the Vision. Okay, so they're going to do a Vision and Scarlet Witch series. So, well, that kind of is a spoiler. I thought Vision was dead, but I guess not. Forky asks a question. Forky from Toy Story. So, oh my God. So now it's confirmed. Toy Story 4 is nothing more than an ad for Forky. Which, I'm sorry, Forky is the most unintentionally filthy name in cartoon history. Spark Shorts, which will be Pixar Studios shorts. That'll be good. Lamp Life. Bo Peep from Pixar will come back and get her own. So Pixar, so Toy Story 4 is nothing but commercials for upcoming series. Monsters at Work will be Pixar's Monsters, Inc. That could be fun. I did like Monsters, Inc. and Monsters U. Star Wars The Clone Wars, we knew that was coming. Marvel's What If? Yes! 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 So Marvel is doing What If the series. It'll be the Marvel Studios' first animated series taking inspiration from the comic books of the same name. Each episode will explore a pivotal moment from the Marvel Cinematic Universe and turn it on its head. That will be freaking awesome. If you've never read What If the comic book, it was one of the best comics that Marvel ever published. Where they would take pivotal story moments and say, what if it went a different way? So, for example, what if Phoenix had not died at the end of the Dark Phoenix story? And in that one, Phoenix ended up destroying the universe. They did what if Wolverine had killed the Hulk and all sorts of cool stuff like that. So that could be awesome. So yes, Mr. Miles, they are doing what if. That has got me pumped. That's worth the $6.99 a month right freaking there. I will love that. And then documentary, unscripted series, and live specials. Honestly, don't care that much about that. That's just like behind the scenes stuff, which I'm sure some of it will be cool, but you know, I'm not that excited. So original films, they're doing a remake of Lady and the Tramp, Noelle, which is a Santa Claus thing, the Phineas and Ferb movie, which I know Joshua will like, Stargirl. Never heard of it, but I guess it's like a young adult novel series. Timmy Failure, never heard of him. Togo, never heard of him. Recent releases, and of course we know, yeah, all their movies are going to be on there, which is going to be awesome. So yeah, so that's actually kind of cool. Thank you, Thomas, for sharing that link, because that is actually really cool, and at least there's some good news to come out of this awful night. And here you go. Oh, wait, I guess I got to unmute it because it's muted, so yeah. All right, let's start it over. Oh, yeah. Yes. I love that one. That is the true story of how me and Mrs. Anstricker met. And no, I didn't say I didn't read the article in detail because that's not what tonight's stream is about. But so I don't know if it'll be available in Canada. But Disney could potentially do it in Canada. Disney owns, I don't know if it's a controlling interest, but a very large stake in Hulu. So I'm sure that this Disney streaming service will probably end up being available as an add-on to Hulu. So if Hulu is available in Canada, you'll probably have it through Hulu. So yeah. Let's see. Surf says, Antrick, I'm just messing with you because mad hitting punchy. Punch one for me. All right. Just for you. There's a couple extra. Stargirl sequel series to Starman. Now, I don't know what Stargirl is about, but yeah. Trek Reviewers taken off. Have a good one, Trek Reviewer. Sorry that this is going so long. But, yeah. Hector says, was the Gorville good tonight? I don't know. I've been at work until I started this live stream. Disney might go through Crave package or some service providers here in Canada. Okay, cool. Charles says 93 in the chat. Really? I'm showing only 79, so that's weird. But if there are 93, welcome, all 93 of you. And if you don't know me, I am the Anti-Trekker. Welcome to my channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good crap. And let's get back to, speaking of crap, Star Trek Discovery. Oh, let me remute before I forget. See, I remembered, Mr. Miles. I actually remembered to mute it. All right, let's continue on. So the engineering is going to start fabricating a new Red Angel suit just based on the specs that they had from the Section 31 data. Because that makes freaking sense. So now the problem is a power source because they need a supernova to power the thing. Who the hell is Michael Crawford? Some opera guy. So now they're called back up to the bridge because there's something that needs to be seen. Oh, look. A fifth signal, of course. Which, by the way, I forgot because I got onto that whole tirade thanks to Thomas about Disney. So they were just saying that they are now completely... By the way, doesn't she look like she's on drugs? I'm just saying she's like... yeah. Anyway. So they were just saying that Michael Burnham is clearly the Red Angel and that's why the DNA match was 100% was because we were assuming there was only one Red Angel. But clearly there are two because they're going to build their super duper new Red Angel suit because why the hell not? Because they are just turning science into freaking magic. Loved you in Condor Man. Thank you. Very few people recognize me from Condor Man, but thank you. I appreciate that. She's watching an episode of Discovery. Yes. This is it. This is the... Culber's the worst doctor. Well, trying to think of all the doctors. Yeah. Mercer says, were you really in Condor Man? Look up the credits. Just look up, go to Condor Man and IMDb. Yes. Well, now you guys are like really, you're confused on the whole, wait, Anti-Checker was in Condor Man. Wait, what? What? So, all right. All right, so Condor Man was a 1981 film. And here is the official IMDb page for Condor Man. And so just so you guys can see it more clearly, I'll bring it up. And you can see right there, stars Michael Crawford. So, bam, suck on that. No, and yeah, it obviously is a different Michael Crawford. So this is that Michael Crawford, who has been in quite a lot of stuff, actually. But, you know, mostly British stuff, so most of us real people don't recognize any of it because we're not from Great Britain. Although he did have curly hair at some points in his career, so there is that. But yeah, so Condor Man starring me. Vile Mike says my cousin was in Glee. Well, very cool. If Glee was only good, that would be awesome. All right, so let's continue on now that we've finished with Ensign Stoneface. So control is 5 minutes away, and they're going to red alert. So they're going to have Stamets jump them to the red signal. Hey, here's a... Wait a minute. Hold on. Experimental tactical flyers? They have experimental tactical flyers on the Enterprise. Those could have come in handy in about a dozen different episodes of the original series. The experimental tactical flyers. And number one has retrofitted all the shuttles with enhanced phasers as well. Boy, those would have come in handy a couple of times as well. So apparently the Enterprise is a damn aircraft carrier, but they just forgot how to do all that, I guess. Really, they actually said that. I'm just like blown away by the stupidity of this script. This is actually an amazing work of stupidity. I've never seen this level of stupidity. This is like, wow. And we haven't even gotten to stupid chick that's Tilly's best buddy with ice cream and crap from Runaway. But I know that's coming because they showed her in the previously and we saw a picture of her in the upcoming pictures, so we know it's coming. Yee! Oh. That's better. All right, so let's continue on. Oh, so I forgot what my initial problem was. So what the if the AI that is on board the Discovery is so damn powerful and smart that it is clearly sentient, it can prevent itself from being deleted, it can prevent itself from being transferred to another source, and it can defend itself against attack by raising the shields of the ship. But they're just going to go back over to Discovery like nothing ever happened. And okay, wait, let me touch the time sack. Yep, I confirmed with the time sack. I'm sorry, it's a time bag. I confirmed with the time bag that absolutely, despite the fact that this AI defends itself against these people, that it will just let them go on to Discovery like nothing happened. Watch. I'm willing to bet money on that one. Oh my God. So I got to show you this. This is another. Hold on, just a minute. I know you guys. Let me turn this off because. All right, so. All right, there's. All right, so we see the bridge here in all of its orange glory, right? Look at all that orange. It's just the most orange set I've ever seen that is clearly, completely, and utterly orange. By the way, I know it's orange because this is orange. And clearly, look, if we flash between this, yeah, that's the same color, right? It's clearly orange. But that's not what pisses me off. What pisses me off is the dialogue here. So, yeah, apparently it's orange alert. By the way, Mr. Miles, that's 100% correct. Because if that's an orange bridge, then it must be orange alert. So, it looks like a strip club. Well, does that mean that the Admiral's like one of those haggard old strippers that nobody cares about, works the day shift? That's... I'm sorry, that was wrong. That's just... Oh, I should not have said that. All right. So here's the thing. I want you to look carefully at the closed captioning here. So we have number one just said that she retrofitted all of the shuttles with enhanced phasers and crap so that they can, you know, they can fight off the freaking... She's the waitress. No. She's the old stripper. She's the stripper that nobody tips, but they just use her to fill the time between, like, 2:30 and 3:30 in the afternoon when nobody's there. Anyway. So here's the thing. Forget about the set for just a minute. Look at the dialogue here. All right? So... I took the... So after she just explained that she retrofitted all the shuttles. I took the liberty of retrofitting our shuttles. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? And landing pod complements with enhanced phasers. And I commandeered the new experimental tactical flyers because they're just a thing, right? Why not? And I'm not going to even say that line. I'm just... What the hell? And it's like, do they... And by the... Yeah, that is a great look on number one's face there. What do these people don't know what the hell Star Trek is? It just blows me away that they are doing that. They think that everything about Star Trek is everything they know about Star Trek, everything they understand about Star Trek is completely and utterly superficial. And even then, they suck at it. They can't even get the superficial stuff right. They can get it vaguely right by having, at least on the Enterprise, they're wearing gold shirts and red shirts and blue shirts, as opposed to on Discovery where they're all wearing jumpsuits. At least they got that much, right? But I mean, everything else looks wrong. Everything else is just... And Fred, it's not about the relative attractiveness of Rebecca Romaine. I'm not. It has nothing to do with her. This is about the insulting level of writing of this show. It is just maddening because last week I enjoyed it, and why the hell do they have to drive it into the toilet this week? What is wrong with these people? Sorry. I know and some people think that, oh, anti-Trekker, you're just a prude because you don't like it that they cuss. No, I don't like it that this isn't Star Trek. You don't need to cuss on Star Trek. You don't need to. And by the way, and I'm going to go on a slight side trip here for just a second. One of the problems I had with the Twilight Zone episode today was that once again, they drop F-bombs and S-bombs all over the place for no reason other than the fact that they can. And I'm just done with this crap. CBS, what the hell is wrong with you people? Seriously, why are you obsessed with saying dirty words and showing boobies like that's what's going to make shows great? You know what? That's not what makes shows great. What makes shows great is great writing. If it's adult content and the story dictates that you would have someone with a foul mouth, fine. If the story dictates that you would have nudity, fine. I am not a prude. But you know what? Make it work. This doesn't work. Twilight Zone doesn't work. You're putting everything into stupid, superficial, what you consider updating. You know what? Throwing F-bombs isn't anything new. Do you really think, you know what, I'm over 50 years old. Do you really think when I was a little kid in middle school that I didn't hear F-bombs all day long from all the other kids? Of course they were all cussing up a storm. That's what kids do. When they think there's no adults around, they cuss up a storm because that's the first act of rebellion the kids can really do and get away with. Yeah, that's fine. But that's not what Star Trek is about. Star Trek is not about shock jock values and trying to impress people with how adult you are. It's about telling good stories. It's about the human adventure. It's about the potential of mankind in the distant future. This is crap. And yeah, why not triple torpedoes? I wouldn't be surprised if they came up with that. This week's show was written by the new showrunner. Well, that's really encouraging. Thank you, Loquicious. That just made me feel that much better. All right, so we get another shot of the Enterprise and Discovery flying through space. Again, the Enterprise looks pretty damn good. The Discovery looks like crap. And you know what? This, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to show, I know I've already shown a clip from the episode, and that could be dangerous the way CBS is, but I got to take the chance here. This exemplifies why Discovery sucks. You want to see why Discovery sucks? This shot perfectly illustrates it. Because here you have one of the finest starship in the history of Star Trek. Granted, this is not the best rendition of that ship, but it's still the Enterprise. So it's the finest ship in the history of Trek, next to the crappiest ship in the history of Trek. And watch this shot. We're supposed to be excited about both of these ships in this shot. And I'll tell you, only one of them looks halfway decent. There goes the Enterprise. And we spin away. Captain Foley, good to see you. Man, I got to tell you, let me say this, Captain Foley. This has been a difficult one for me. I've been a little upset because I'll say that, and my subscribers that have watched so far can vouch for me on this. I like the new bridge, even though I think they overdid it with the lights. I think it's the best looking set we've seen on Discovery so far. However, the writing in this episode is seriously in the crapper. The writing of this episode makes no logical sense and is just aggravating. Mr. Miles says 93 watching, new record. No, the record right now was a couple of weeks ago. I think I hit 103. So that, but yeah. And no, I haven't completely lost it, but I'm getting dangerously close. This episode has been quite painful so far, and we're only about halfway through it, which is kind of depressing when you stop and think about it. Sorry about the sound issue there. Just checking, for some reason my screen is messing up. All right, so I have a question. Since you paused right here, is there coffee in that nebula? No, there is not. Anti-Trekker lost it at season 1, episode 1. And exactly, Tiki. Spinning, that's a neat trick. But that shot of the Enterprise leaving in warp drive and just looking beautiful, followed by the Discovery shooting off lightning and spinning around and then dropping into the mycelial network, which, by the way, didn't they establish earlier this season that every time they go into the mycelial network, it is wreaking havoc upon millions of life forms that are suffering and dying because of their intrusions, and so they swore they would never do it again, and yet they're doing it every episode like it's nothing. It's no big deal. What is wrong with these people? It's not even the canon of Trek. It's the canon of this show that they can't keep straight. They cannot be... This season has contradicted itself almost as much as the first season contradicted classic Trek. You're not throwing your headphones. Careful, there's a bunch of bottles behind you. I know. Well, I broke those headphones, honestly. That's why I don't wear the headphones anymore, because they're broken. And Fireside saying it gets worse, yeah. But it doesn't make sense. I really don't understand it, but whatever. Let's continue on. All right, so Discovery jumps into wherever they're jumping to. And there's a cool-looking planet with clouds around it for no reason because, you know, there are giant clouds surrounding planets in space now. Okay, so now they're around Zehia, the planet that Poe is from. For those of you that don't remember, Poe is the stupid predator chick. Have a good one, Captain Foley. Take care. Yeah, Poe is the stupid predator chick from the Runaway short trek. So obviously this is where she joins the crew. And here's the thing. If they had to use the spore drive to get there, and they're like, wow, we're way out there or something, how the hell did Tilly just beam her there? I'm just wondering. Okay, that... I am so... How does that mean anything? How does this make any sense? Okay, so here's what Tilly was just explaining. So they're at this planet, and they're trying to figure out why, because there was a signal there, one of the red signals that started off this season. And they're trying to figure out, well, why would the red signal bring them here? And so, of course, Tilly has to jump in about how she knows Poe and all that, and that she's awesome. And so Captain Pike asks her, well, why do you think it would bring us here, given our current situation? Because what they're trying to find is a power source, you know, like a supernova level power source, so that they can charge up the suit that they're just going to make out of spare parts, because anybody can build a time suit as long as you have the blueprints. Why the hell not? And her explanation is that Poe came up with a way to recrystallize dilithium, which we, of course, learned in the short trek, which also is a violation of continuity of Star Trek, but that's beside the point. If this is the... And by the way, that makes it even worse, because this means that 10 years before the original series, Tilly just told Captain Pike and everybody on the bridge of Discovery that this planet has come up with a way to recrystallize dilithium. And by the way, Spock is with them, and Spock in Star Trek 4 says there's no way to recrystallize dilithium. So, you know, stupid much? But what does recrystallizing dilithium have anything to do with a time suit? So Tilly's explained that she won't tell anybody how she did it. So they're calling down to the planet to see what's going on. Oh, jeez. No, they really went there. So Tilly accidentally told them about how she snuck aboard the Discovery in Runaway. However, they were like, because she's like, well, she'll be more than happy to help us, and she'll just be thankful she doesn't have to stuff herself into a cargo pallet. And they're like, what? And she's like, nothing. And that's it. They don't ask her about it. That's just it. So she basically just admitted to them that she is a freaking traitor, but they're just going to let it slide because, you know, it's Tilly, and she's the cute, fat redhead. Okay. Again, what the hell is Stamets' job? Seriously, what the hell is Stamets' job? Because I've maintained that he was the chief engineer. And people all around have been, oh, come on, Anti-Trekker. He's not the chief engineer because he's just the spore drive expert. But he's in engineering right now, which, by the way, is where the spore drive is. And he's giving orders to the engineering staff about retrofitting the shuttles and getting everything ready. So he's the freaking chief engineer. Sorry. And Culver has decided to come into the engine room or the spore room or whatever the hell room it is. And so here's the thing, and I you guys know, if you've watched me for any length of time, you probably already know this, that I actually like the Stamets-Culver relationship over the course of this series. It's felt genuine. It's one of only 2 relationships in the show that I really felt had resonated with me. That was this one and the relationship with Michael Burnham and Spock. This one, I mean, they in both cases, they felt real enough to where you can get emotionally involved in what's going on. And this is a nice, quiet moment for Stamets and Culver, basically dealing with the fact that they've broken up. And the problem is that everything else about this episode has been insulting and grating and idiotic to the extreme, to where it's very difficult for me to appreciate the dramatic moment that we're experiencing right here with Stamets and Culver. It's really a shame that they ruined this show when they had little bits and pieces that were genuinely good. And yeah, you're right, Mark. I mean, a quiet moment in the midst of a time crunch doesn't make much sense, but then what does about the writing or the editing or the general direction of this show? And so it sounds like Culver says that he's leaving the Discovery and that he's going to join the crew of the Enterprise. Stamets said that he's thinking about quitting and just becoming a member or just living on a starbase or something like that. So Tilly, oh yeah, so Tilly's waiting in the transporter room with ice cream with the rest of them, because why the hell not? Because remember, they bond over ice cream because that's what girls do. And so Tilly and Poe, that's funny. The subtitles on the episode actually said Tilly and Poe giggle. It actually said that. So, yeah, now we have 2 Tillys. I mean, that's really, Poe is just acting like another Tilly, where she's supposed to be incredibly smart, but she's also incredibly childish. And that's kind of the, stupid thing. So now they're walking to the engine room. They got the time crystal, or not the engine room, but whatever the room is that they have the time crystal in. What? What? That's stupid! 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 I can't punch. I threw the punching bag over there. It's out of reach. But I'm going to have another drink. So, Poe, man, I drank a lot of this. Poe is talking to Tilly, and she's like, oh, so you guys have a time crystal? Yeah. And you have a time suit? Yeah. Oh, well, what genius built that? Now, the camera cuts over to Jet Reno, which kind of makes sense, because I was thinking that what they were going to do is have Jet Reno said, well, I did, because obviously Stamets is busy retrofitting the shuttles. Jet Reno is ridiculously perfect as an engineer because she can use engineering and read a medical book and keep people alive by plugging their brains into vats of goo. So whatever. So she's awesome. And so, no. Then they cut over to Michael Burnham and she's like, my mom. What? No, your mom designed it. She didn't build it. She built the first one, but that one is off in wherever, never land that Michael Burnham's mom is at, which of course we know Michael Burnham's going to rescue her mom. That's a given. But so they got to take, Michael Burnham's got to take credit away from the other people because everything's got to be about Michael Burnham. And yes, apparently, Pike is, we have a room, this scene has Poe, Georgiou, Tilly, Michael Burnham, and Jet Reno in a room with Captain Pike. And Captain Pike is the most irrelevant person in the room. So, congratulations, Discovery. You are freaking over the top with wokeness by having the scene have 5 women and 1 guy. The guy's the dude in charge, but he's completely ineffectual, and everybody else are the ones that fixed everything. Yeah, Pike will, you're England DG, you're right. I think Pike will be accused of sexual harassment because he's in the room with all these women. Oh, man. Who wrote this crap? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I watched Runaway the one time that it was originally on. But she didn't, she learned to speak English with Tilly and all that. So now she's telling Georgiou that the wonderful thing about being queen of the most politically relevant planet and by the way, I didn't realize Saru was in the room, so there's that. You had Saru there too. So 2-5. My bad. Antrigger, put yourself in Pike's shoes. He has to be careful. Burnham could punch him anytime. That's true, Burnham, because Burnham can lay out anybody with a single punch. Anyway, so she said just now that the wonderful thing about being the queen of the most politically relevant planet in the galaxy is that I don't have to take any snark from anybody, and I even made that a law. Why we never get to see the race of cat women that had 3 mammaries and that was in Star Trek V? Good question. That would be more entertaining than this crap. So yeah. Burnham Punch versus Kirk Dropkick. Well, obviously Burnham Punch defeats all. And England DG says this has a 9.2 on IMDb. Oh, please. Kirk totally left the cat lady face down in Star Trek V. Well, of course, because Kirk is a man. Jenny Lumet was born February 2nd, 1967, New York City, New York, USA. She was producer, actress known for Rachel Getting Married, 2008, The Mummy, 2017, Star Trek Discovery, 2017. Okay. What's the point of that, England? I'd probably go on Sunday. That's when the Trek stuff is happening. Oh, you talking about the con? All right. Michelle Paradise was born on January 12, 1972 in San Diego, California. As Michelle Ellen Paradise. She's a producer and writer known for X's and O's and the originals. Yeah, and I know about her, but yeah. Did you see how far Kirk threw that cat lady? Kirk is effing ripped. Well, of course, he's Kirk. All right, let's continue on. So now Poe is just drawing in the air. Oh, jeez. I hate you! I hate you! Whoever wrote this, I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! I hate you! I am done with you! You... Please, if you're gonna write about science, at least do a freaking Google search about what it is that you're talking about! I know, England. Thank you for telling me who wrote it. So, but I'm not going to remember the names. I don't want to remember the names. Because Jenny Lumet and Michelle Paradise can burn in effing hell for all I care at this point. So here's the thing. You have stupid pig nose lady, and I call her that because of the pig ring hanging out of her nose, which I always found those incredibly unattractive. But so she's sitting there doing this, right? Because, you know, if you're sitting there trying to figure out some intense calculus type stuff, you're going to sit there and write it in the air and remember what you just wrote there so you can do your calculations, rather than use something like, oh, I don't know, a computer or a tablet or a piece of freaking paper, something. But no, she's just scribbling in the sky because that works for her. Fine. I don't care. That I can deal with. But then Jet Jaguar Reno decides to tell everybody what she's doing. Right? Now, Jet Jaguar Reno tells them that she's trying to calculate the interactions of particles. That's important. The interaction of particles. You know, particle physics, right? And then she says, you know, E equals MC squared type stuff. No! Do you not know what relativity is? Because I can fill you in real quick. Dear, what the hell are their names again? Stupid Paradise Chick and Michelle Paradise and Jenny Lumet. Let me tell you something. E equals MC squared is called is a crucial part of the equation of general relativity. Now, relativity is mostly focused on gravity, and most of it is about stellar bodies and how they interact, and it helps predict things like orbital paths and gravitational lensing, and all that stuff is predicted by relativity. It's really cool stuff. But you know what it has absolutely nothing to do with? Particle physics! It has nothing to do with particle physics! If you want to talk about, and here's the dumbest thing about all of this, the one freaking time that in Star Trek they should have used the term quantum. They use E equals MC squared. They should have said quantum mechanics. That's what they are working on. What is wrong with these people? Sorry. I do like science. Oh, geez, I just quoted Spock. I like science. But... Hey, Miss Anthropony. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Oh, yeah, I do need another shot. Oh, man. I'm going to lose my voice. Maybe they said equals MC squared in the place of smart, complicated stuff. Exactly! They don't know! Mrs. Anti-Tricker probably did wake up just now. I am really, really blown away by how stupid that whole thing is. And yes, Mercer, Gary Larson was a true genius. I don't know if he was the last true genius, but he was definitely a genius. And you're right, England. Let that sink in. They're making Voyager Technobabble look scientific by comparison. But E equals MC squared would be fine if they were trying to talk about the supernova that they were talking about earlier, when they said that, you know, when they were saying they needed the power of a supernova and they could use relativity type equations to figure that crap out. But no, when they're talking about particle physics, I love the far side where Einstein wives helps with the equation. Yes, I remember that, because, and I can tell you what the actual there was one. I don't remember if it's the one you're thinking of, Mercer, but there's one where Einstein is on the phone and he's writing on the chalkboard, and the chalkboard says E equals mc squared, and he says, "Yes, yes, I got it. Edith needs 2 pounds of mozzarella cheese." So, Reality Strikes is in the house. Glad to see you, my friend. Just got home from work. Man, you've been working late, my friend. I'll tell you, if you want to see me completely lose it, rewind about 20 minutes and you will see me rant like I have never ranted before on this channel. And I mean, I actually feel a little bit hoarse because of the level of rant that I went on. And I'm telling you, I just... and honestly, Mr. Miles, if you're still here, if you can, that would make a good video. If you want to see, you can just make a video called Andy Trekker Loses His Crap. And that's that rant, because, oh my God. So obviously I'm not going to make it through this episode tonight. Oh man, that hurt. That whole thing with E equals mc squared hurt. I mean, genuinely just... That was freaking insulting. So, on that lovely note, I think I'm going to wrap it up here, because now stupid pig-nosed queen chick is talking about how she's going to modify her dilithium incubator to make everything work. No one I saw that he's writing E equals mc third, and then his wife wants to square away the room. Oh, okay, that's a different one. Yeah. A two-parter who called. Yes, several of you called that. Well, some of you said I was going to take 30 parts to get this done, but it's going to take at least 2. So I know I'm going to continue this on Saturday night. All right, so because during the day, I know the day stream, the night streams, different audience, and I want to be fair. Any of you guys that want to see the continuation of this, I want to give you the chance to do it, because I have a bad feeling about how this is going to end. I just have a really, really bad feeling about it. So, guys, thank you all. There's 93 of you in here right now. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I truly appreciate it, more than I can say. If you haven't already, you know, you can subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. And if you want some fun content that's not me, check out Ensign Ricky, check out Misanthropony, check out BIRDOPREY 5. And these guys are fun. They're real nerds. And they deserve your attention. They really do. In the meantime, I'm gonna take a Xanax or something. I don't know.